it challenges me because now I have no excuse. Like before Senpai Ramen, all my snacks, it had to complement ramen and the price point had to be below ramen. Now I can do anything I want.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Last time we caught up with Chase Kojima, we talked about how he learnt the art of Japanese cookery from his father and how Australia changed his culinary career. Now he's up to something a little bit different and it's garnering a lot of attention. Chase, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
It's great to get you back on the show. We had a great catch up and delved into your life previously. How are things at the moment?
Better than ever. No, just kidding. It's hard. It's really, really hard time actually right now for everyone, all my friends. And I think just anyone in business is just really, really hard right now, I think.
You've got the restaurant still firing and all the various different things that you do, but tell us a little bit about Senpai Concepts.
Yeah. So, I first started a business called Simulation Senpai during COVID, just to help out people who was hungry because there was no restaurants, and then all of our staff wasn't working. So, that whole brand started. And then even after COVID, I started, how do I say, just opening more restaurants, utilizing my best talents of team. And, I got a central kitchen and just kind of, honestly trying to survive at that point in time. But now that I'm not anywhere comfortable or anything, but I started to meet more, amazing people. I didn't have partners before, but now I have multiple partners, and they specialize on their profession. Like I have Howen, he's he's in the nightlife business, like clubs, but also he does bars and Kuala Cafe. That's like a Cantonese, Hong Kong style, food. But and then his main skill is marketing. And then I have another guy called Darren, and he's like architect, designer. He does all my designs, logos, creative side like that. And then I have a couple of silent partners too. But with these type of people, I became a lot more smarter, as an entrepreneur. And then we decided that we're going to change the whole brand or rebrand of Senpai. And at the moment, we calling it Senpai Concepts by Chase Kojima. And basically, until they told me, I didn't know what I was good at. I knew that, I'm a chef. I knew that I like Japanese food. I know that I'm a perfectionist. So then, my life sucks. And everything that I do at work, I'm just really, really picky. And, I attack what I do by doing it a lot. And, just keep refining. Like, I don't know why I'm just jumping into Peter Gilmore, but I remember he has a dish that's like tofu abalone. I never actually had it, I think, but he had that dish on the menu for over 10 years or whatever, and it just kept getting better, and I love that. I think even in Sokyo right now, I have a dish called Thai nori. I changed the name a couple of times, Thai ceviche, whatever, but it's a dish that I made with my dad over 30 years ago, we made it in San Francisco, California. We went to a Peruvian restaurant. I don't remember what it was called. I didn't even know what Peruvian food was at that time. It wasn't Nobu. It was just some tiny little Peruvian restaurant. And then, like we made a dish, and then now it's better than ever. And, like I think I was like 11 or something like that at the time. So obviously I can cook a little bit better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's funny, like my dad actually came. I flew him to Sydney a couple of years ago, and I had him try it. And he's like, "How the fuck you do that?" It was pretty cool. Like he literally was shocked at how I did the seaweed. Just like, yeah, Dad. Like internet. No, but yeah, that's how I usually attack things. And with Senpai Concepts, again, like with the great team that I have, they told me what I was good at, and I didn't know until they told me. And they said, "Chase, you're good with sushi, you're good with sauces, you're good with presentation, and why don't we do those type of food rather than just focusing on one type of Japanese cuisine?" And at that time, it was just Senpai Ramen, like I was trying to, franchise, have a central kitchen, how to mass produce or make it as efficient as possible because labor here is very expensive. And then that none of these things are honestly my specialty or I had any training. So self-taught all the time, a lot of stress, financial stress. Like it was hard, Do I enjoy it? No, I don't. Like I don't like sitting on a computer doing these type of homework, I thought the sitting down was the issue. So I got a standing desk. It didn't help, like it has nothing to do with it's just the computer and that's it. Like I love computer. Like I have a computer degree, like I went to a computer college in San Francisco, Heald College. It was called. It's out of business, but like I knew that I was good at anything that I focused on, but I think what I enjoyed the most is making people happy, and I do that by making delicious food. And I didn't know that, I didn't know why I was doing certain things. And when people talk about me, because I'm a very humble person, like I never talk up about myself. And Japanese in general, they're very humble and they tend to be seen as weak. And yeah, like every time, like first time I met David Chang, I looked like a pussy, like I'm just trying to be humble. And he's like, "Why are you fucking bending down?" And like, "What's wrong with you?" Right? And he's from New York, like that's hardcore America. So he doesn't, but like I knew my weakness, and that was, I wasn't humble correctly. I was weak humble. And now I learned how to be confident humble. So then I don't have to be weak. And I think a lot of Japanese people don't know this still, And now I'm 41 now. I still think I'm a kid and everything, but I know now how to speak to people. I think I know how to speak to, CEOs and other entrepreneurs from all the, the communicating that I'm doing now. And I think as chefs, we lack that a lot, like it's hard for us to even go out to the table and say, "Hey, how was the food?" Like we're all quite shy. We like to be comfortable in the kitchen. But so, yeah, like I went too long.
I want to get into sort of what you're doing with Senpai Concepts in a sec, but just take us back to Simulation Senpai for a second, which you created during COVID to help. What sort of impact did creating that have on you personally?
Okay, so I wanted to hit more audience by cooking, and for example, like if I wanted to make food for 1 million people, I need to make, let's say if it's sushi, I need to make 1 million total sushi, or I have to make 1 million Chase Kojima sushi. And that's possible, but still the reach, like I can't have 1 million people come to my restaurant. So I just like, how can I do it? And then obviously, internet and social media and YouTube and all this is the only way, So I was building a brand called Simulation Senpai, and that's the guy with the hat and sunglasses. And it's like animated. I drew it with the help of my friend Ruth. She's actually a dealer. Now she's like more like a manager at the Star, but like her hobby is like drawing. So like we just kind of drew. She's not a professional, so like all my bad requests, she doesn't mind trying it out. But yeah, like I was building a brand, and basically I wanted to teach young people on YouTube how to cook for your loved ones. Like I just wanted to make a channel like that, like just something funny, like how, like let's say you're a kid, 10 years old, you never cook for your girlfriend or your someone that you like, and then this channel will teach you how to get laid, almost like that. Like, just kidding. But like, like okay, like easy food is like, let's make curry and let's simulate your night, So you get all these things pre-prepped, and then you have your curry ready and you invite her over, and like that's why that whole simulation. And then senpai is like an older brother, like an older brother, like a senior who teaches you along the way. So that's the whole Simulation Senpai all started. But when COVID hit, and this is before COVID, and then COVID hit, I'm just like, oh, this is perfect timing to do this channel because people's at home watching. Not doing anything, but people here were hungry and people here didn't have jobs. So again, for me, like I had to help if I can. So, like I just went to the fish market. I started making like sushis and stuff like that, Instagram. And then people started messaging me like, hey, can you sell it? Can you sell it? Can you make it for me? And then I just, opened up a business. I just used this brand because I had it ready to go. And then that's why it didn't make any sense. Like Simulation Senpai, and it's a takeaway shop, It didn't make any sense, but I don't know. I just thought, whatever, I'll just use it. It's such a long name, And then yeah, like I had friends who had cafes. Actually, my ex head chef at Sokyo, Brian Logan, he opened up a cafe. He was struggling. Like he said he's about to close because he's not making money. And then I said, all right, can I use your cafe after you finish your service? Because cafe for him, it was like, I think 7 opens and then closes at like 2 or 3. So I'll bump in around 3:30, and then let me prep there, let me sell my food there, and I'll pay your rent. And then I'll do it like 2 days a week or something. I think the rent was like, I shouldn't share it, but like, let's say around the $1,000 or a little bit more mark, doesn't matter. I was like, I'll pay for everything. And then, yeah, people would rock up, and we had like a massive queue. Like his cafe is on Ultimo on this corner, and then he's like, holy shit, there's like a queue 3 blocks long from his cafe. He's like, what the hell? And then it completely changed his business, like because I made from there, like because my friend again, Ruth, who draws, I was like, hey, can you draw Brian? But make it into like a funny character or like Pokemon card. So then we made it into a Pokemon card, and then I put this Pokemon Brian card inside each bag and say, bring this back to Brian's cafe and get 10% off or 5% off or whatever. And then people will come back for it, And then I started drawing like Sano-san's omakase. Like I'll be like, hey, 1 in 100 people will win a Sano-san Terminator card, and if you find it, you get a free omakase. And I just started playing games like that, And then I started getting all these characters, and I just thought this was super fun because I was into games, Magic the Gathering. I love strategy games. Right now, at this moment, I'm playing Pokemon with my kids because I'm trying to teach them critical thinking. But um, yeah, like just I just incorporated my hobby into my business because again, I wasn't doing it to make money. I was just trying to survive, but helping people, and that just makes me happy, And that's simulation simple right there.
Tell us a little bit about Senpai Concepts. One of the things that is flying around social media at the moment is the rice burgers that you have. Tell us a bit about the creation of that and what it is.
Yeah, so I thought having one restaurant, there's no way I'm going to be able to retire. So as much as it could be as big as Golden Century, that's how many staff you need and everything like that. And the government is not so supportive about um, tax and labor and all this stuff. So it's really hard. Like the odds against you. So I thought, what am I good at? And I think and I love healthy food, even though I'm selling ramen. I love healthy food. Um, but like I thought sushi is probably the best thing that I can probably make. And I wanted to try to open multiple sushi restaurants, but you need sushi chefs. And then telling you, like I opened many restaurants for Nobu. Sushi chefs are the worst. They are fucking they got problems, like I can say that because I'm a sushi chef. Yeah, like it's like I can talk shit about California roll because I'm from California. Like there's drama. I'm sure like dim sum chefs and like anyone who's artisan, they got problems. Like they work super hard. They're perfectionists and they're not gonna bend on things that they think that it's not right. So controlling these people is very, very hard. And that's how I got my people skills, like I was really good at what I did, but also like I was like 22 and trying to get this 50-year-old sushi master to listen to me. Like if you don't have people skills, there's no way. Right. And then, but I was like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to open multiple sushi restaurants because these people are just too hard to control. So then I thought, how can I make more sushi restaurants? And then I said, why don't I just make it into a burger? Because then you don't need a sushi chef, but it's like number one food in the world is probably burger because I don't know, like McDonald's made it. Everyone eats burger. Like I thought, Australia, everyone eats burgers too. Like I thought, if I made it into a burger, probably I have a chance. So then I started working on the rice, and from Sokyo, my creation of spicy tuna crispy rice, the idea came from LA, Katsuya. I think he's the original creator many, many years ago. Even Nobu's creative team, has crispy rice on the menu. You go on TikTok, crispy rice is everywhere. Like it's viral, right? So then, why don't I make my rice? Why don't I make my bun with crispy rice? And I've been working on that. So my burger is basically a sushi burger, but it's crispy rice. And then I have all these options of gluten-free stuff to impossible meat where there's no meat at all. I can do soup. I can do what, like raw fish. I can do a normal burger like beef. The options are endless, right? And then honestly, and this is like probably I'm gonna get crushed, but I think my burger is better than a normal burger. Like, and I think a lot of Asian people are gonna back me up, but obviously the people who doesn't eat rice and who like bread more, they're not gonna agree. But it's that good though, it's actually that good. And my kids are super picky eaters. They're not gonna become chefs because they hate everything. But my kids clearly loves burgers because they're American. But like they say, this is the best burger. And honestly, a lot of kids meaning my friends' kids who had it, they said it's the best burger. And honestly, I worked really, really hard to get it to this point, And honestly, rice is super different from bread. Like you can't put ketchup and mustard and mayo or whatever, and you think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work. It tastes like shit. Like, have you tried rice with ketchup? I mean, there is fried rices like that, but again, like you can imagine dipping just normal rice or even sushi rice into ketchup and eating. It's gonna taste like it's just not right. So that's why my sauce has been, thought through, and it's the sauce, but it's all ratio at the end of the day. But like, and I think that's what I'm good at. Like I just, and this is just one Senpai concept. I got a lot of other ones that I'm planning to roll out. Like senpai desserts, senpai fry house. And fry house can be tempura, it can be fried chicken, it could be anything, right? I got senpai robata, which I can do charcoal cooking to yakitori or anything like this. So this is like kind of like my plan. And I want to do it as more like a pop-up inside my shops. So I rebranded my shop to Senpai Concepts by Chase Kojima. And then it's like, how Howen explained it to me is Howen thinks I'm a artist, like an amazing artist. So like, let's say Eminem or something, right? And then he's my manager. The restaurant is like the album, and then all the different concepts, like the rice burger or whatever, is like singles. And then we're rolling out a bunch of singles, and then maybe one of these is gonna hit best new single. And then that's how we're gonna attract potential investors moving forward, So now the restaurant itself actually isn't focused on making money. It's more like a showroom for people to come to check us out, So then now, like, before I'm just like telling my head chef, like, hey, keep the labor costs tight, check your food costs. It's so stressful. Like, it was so not fun. Like, I love my team, but I'm always been back up, and they know they were going to get drilled because I'm the CEO and the finance guy and the CFO and the COO, and I'm just super stressed all the time. And obviously that's why I get depression, right? But now I'm just like, let's fly. Like, what are you good at? Let's, like, I think now that I'm a better CEO and entrepreneur, I can identify talent and what they're good at and put them in the locations in my company, and then don't give them stuff that they're not good at. Because, like, if you told me to write a contract, I'm gonna kill myself. It's super hard and stressful, but no, that's lawyer's job. Like, I'm a chef, I'm a creative chef, I'm a very creative, business person. So I think it's just like I'm having fun every day, like just creating stuff, working on stuff, R&D, research and development. I have, again, my central kitchen, but it's more like research and developing kitchen. And then after that, I'll try to outsource my stuff after I create it, so then I don't have to give boring job to my people.
Well, this is quite a huge shift in approach and the way you're looking at your craft and what you want to get out of the industry. What sort of positive impact does it add on you, this sort of new shift?
Well, I like to overpromise, and I think this is my American side, but like, at the end of the day, like, I have a lot of people that I want to thank, and like, I think everything changed after my dad passed away. My dad passed away last December, so like 6 months ago, and I was really working hard to try to see if I can can get successful, so then I can finally, give him something back, like let him retire or whatever. But I ran out of time, and then and my dad is very close person, and then later I find out from my brother, like he was actually financially struggling so much, and he was completely broke or something like that, and he never told me. He'll never let me send money, but like I was shocked. Like I didn't. The last time I saw him was when he was in Sydney, and this was like, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago or something. We're a weird family like that. We don't see each other much. My dad made me strong by almost not being there for me, but I always knew he's, there if I do need the help. But as all Kojima family, we're all stubborn, and I guess we just don't ask for help. But after that point, I was literally like, fuck it, like I just let my dad die, without giving him anything. And then I just totally started thinking like, oh, I gotta hurry up, but like I'm gonna enjoy the process every step of the way, because I wasn't enjoying it. I was like, fuck, I gotta hurry up and get successful so I could look after my dad or my family or whatever. But I wasn't enjoying. I was just like rushing. Now I'm just like, I'm playing Super Mario, and I'm just enjoying that process of saving Princess. Like I just shifted everything towards that, like towards happiness, towards giving it to the people who needs it. Like, look, like the other day, I was walking Chatswood, and I see this poor little old lady. She looked so sad, and then she just said, "Excuse me" to me, and I was busy. I was in a meeting actually on the phone. I was just walking past, and then I turned around and I just got really sad to just see her, and it was, I think, slightly raining too. And then I just give her $50, and it felt fucking great. Like, and then I'm just like, okay, $50. I just threw it away. Maybe I'll skip 10 coffees, or maybe I'll skip 2 lunches or whatever. Like my $50 that I was gonna spend it on myself for. Oh, I remember now. I bought an iPhone Apple case right before I saw her for like $79, a pink one. And did I need it? Yes, because my other case is super ripped up. But did it have to be a $79 Apple iPhone case? Yes, because the texture is really important, or else I'm gonna drop it. But it's $79, and I just thought, fuck, that's so expensive. That's so wasting money. But that $50 that I give her is gonna make a massive impact rather than my $50, because I'm spending it on a stupid iPhone case. And then I went back to my car. I drove out, and I saw her smoking outside Chatswood Chase, and I was shocked. I was like, holy shit, my $50 just went to her cigarettes. But I think some people's gonna be like, oh, see, you wasted that $50 because she's just now gonna go buy drugs and alcohol or whatever, right? But I'm just like, look, she's a fucking homeless. You're bitching and moaning about your wine or your food or whatever. Let her smoke. Let her. If I give her a little bit of happiness, like I'm happy. Like yes, like I don't smoke, so I don't do drugs, so like I saw that first, like, oh shit, like I give her money for her addiction or whatever. But at the same time, I'm just like, give her a break. She's been homeless for probably a long time. She's happy right at this moment, and I was able to give that to her. Like we all addicted to coffees and wines, and like you can't judge people like that. Like, look at yourself first. You know what I mean? Like I really rely on coffee and whiskey, and like I work a lot, and that I look forward for my coffee in the morning and my whiskey at night. Like I look forward for that. And yeah.
Well, Senpai Concepts is bringing some real exciting energy into the hospitality space, and changing your approach to it as well. What are you loving about what you're doing with it?
Well, there's literally no rules, right? And then also it challenges me because now I have no excuse. Like before Senpai Ramen, all my snacks, it had to complement ramen, and the price point had to be below ramen. Now I can do anything I want. So honestly, I don't know what I'm going to come out with, and that's pretty exciting. Also, I have a massive team. Overall, like including Sokyo, Kiyomi, I have more stuff coming with the star. I just can't disclose yet. And then Senpai growing. I can clearly say, I have like 300 plus people that I can speak to anytime. But like you're gonna have a lot of talents in that, and a lot of different people around the world. And then like I could go, hey, you're from Korea. Let's make a Korean I don't know, burger, or let's make a Korean ramen. Well, Korean ramen is a thing right now in New York. But like it's just endless stuff that we can do, and it's just fun. Like it's like, I don't know, just being creative, I guess, And then right now, like, also why I'm so happy is because I learned about pickleball, and Australia doesn't know pickleball, but it's the fastest growing sport in America, and it's the most actively played sport in America. Like, like we have a lot of tennis courts in Australia, but we have 0 pickleball courts. And my goal right now is to share my love of pickleball to Sydney, but also it literally changed my life because I almost play every day. I lost so much fat, so I'm literally getting fit, and you're detoxing all the whiskey that you drink, But like, just exercising is very important because that really, triggers all the happy hormones from your body and your brain. So like, exercise key. I hate exercise because it's boring. I don't know how Dan Hong does it, but pickleball, it's not exercise. It's like you're just playing a game, but you sweat like crazy. Time goes by pretty fast, but also like you can play with anybody. It's so easy to play. So that's why I was trying to build Senpai Chicken and Pickles, and I didn't get approval yet for that yet, but I'm still gonna somehow manipulate the situation to get there somehow.
Well, Chase, as always, it's entertaining to catch up with you, and inspiring too, mate. Please keep in touch, and look forward to seeing what happens with Senpai from now on.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you the 3rd time.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into the lives of the incredible people who ply their trade in the food and hospitality sector. Special thanks to executive producer Rob Locke for making this all happen. Follow us on Instagram at Deep in the Weeds Podcast, or email us at podcast@deepintheweeds.com.au. Stay safe and be well.